Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Arsenal show, Man United podcast. Gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast. So please keep all your comments and questions, Manchester United or Arsenal related. Big up to the chat as always. Obviously joined by the latest addition to the Sarcasm, the crazy Sarcasm City TV family. My like TJ is in the building. TJ Warren TV. The link for his channel is in the title. What are you telling me though, TJ? You good first and foremost?
Bro, I'm great. I'm chilling. Back on the non-alcoholic brews here. Looking forward to this. Like I was telling you backstage, looking forward to this therapy session. I know I've been looking forward to it. I know you've been looking forward to it. I know
Absolutely.
the chat's been looking forward to it. But yeah, man, I'm all blessed. How are you, man? You good?
Yeah, man, all blessed, man. All good. Like I said, like you just said there, looking forward to the show. Always look forward to the show. It's always good because it's always interesting to hear your thoughts on Arsenal and also the chat's thoughts on Arsenal as well. Because you basically get an outside you get an inside perspective. That's what it's like. It's one thing being a United fan talking about Arsenal, but now I'm hearing from you, I'm hearing from Arsenal fans actually what's going on inside the club. There's gonna be things naturally that I don't, because you're just paying closer attention than I am. But big up to everyone in the chat. Ladger, my guy Eddie in the chat. I see you, Warrior J, Stephanie G. Like I said, all the regulars, all the new people, big up to each and every one of you lot, all the people who watch but don't be in the comment section, all the people that watch back, etc. Let's bump up these likes though. You lot are doing a decent job still. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we're doing a decent job, already in double figure likes, but let's bump that up. Let's get up to 20 likes, people. Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. All them social media apps you are active on, I need you to share across all the socials. Follow at Sarcasm City TV across all socials. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel, because then you'll find all his socials as well. And on top of those two things, subscribe here to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And like I said already a couple times, please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United or Arsenal related. And if you want to make sure your question gets answered, then super chat people and I will make sure we get straight to it. But as you can see from the title, should Bukayo Saka be risk versus Manchester City? Erik Ten Hag under even more pressure. Of course, Manchester United lost midweek to Galatasaray in the Champions League. Arsenal losing away at Lens in the Champions League as well. So we'll start there. We'll start with your game. Before we actually get onto the title, we'll start with the game against Lens. Your thoughts, because you went 1 goal up and then obviously ended up losing 2-1.
Yeah, so the people in the chat that I talked to during Flawless's shows all week know that I went and got a tooth pulled on Monday. Yeah. And watching the Lens game was more painful than getting that tooth pulled. That was a dross Arsenal performance. We could not finish our dinner whatsoever. And when we turned the ball over, Lens made us pay for it every single time. It was just such a disappointing. So I'm going to just kind of go all the way around the 11 real quick and kind of give you my thoughts. So Leo Trossard played his worst game in an Arsenal sweater. I've come on this channel. I've gone on my channel. I've gone on Tottenham Away, all these different channels, defending Trossard, saying that he is our most consistent player, whether we play him in the 9, whether we play him on the left. He is consistent. He was shocking against Lens. Like it was really brutal. And yeah, and to be fair, Warrior, you're right. He did just come back. So you can question the manager around whether or not he should have come back. But who else are we going to play on the left? Jesus, and then we automatically throw Eddie in up top. I'm about to get up to Eddie, but Trossard.
Hey, take your time, man. Floor's yours, TJ. You know you got all the time in the world you need.
Yeah, no worries. His touch was brutal. Then you go to Jesus. Jesus is one of the players. Jesus is one of 3 players that I think can walk out of that game with his head held high. I thought he played really well. He took his goal incredibly well. You give Jesus any sort of space in that box, he's going to cook you. I think we've seen that now. If he's locked up in the box or he's locked up outside of the box in that final third, he struggles. So I think Jesus played really, really well. Bukayo Saka should never have been played in that match. They basically almost had to cart him off against Bournemouth. Jorginho had to help him off the field against Bournemouth. I don't know if people recognize that or clock that, but the fact that he was in the starting 11 against Lens, I'm like, is this guy serious? Is this guy actually serious? Like, and we'll get into whether he should be risked against Man City, but man, like he keeps going like this, they're going to have to carry him out of these matches in a full body cast. Like, this guy is getting beat up all over the place, and he has to go up against Kyle Walker this weekend. Anyway, we'll get into that. Martin Ghostegard disappears in these bad games. He was bad. Our entire midfield, except for Rice, was bad, to be fair. Havertz, below average. Again, below average. Yeah, big up United Spurs of America for the raid.
Hey, shout out, big up United Spurs of America, big up Jacob as well.
Big up Jacob.
Large up every single time.
But yeah, Havertz, awful. Odegaard, non-existent. Rice was fine. Rice was okay. And I've been bigging up Zinchenko on this show for the last 2 weeks because he's been carrying the ball forward really, really well. He hasn't really been forced to defend. Well, he was forced to defend. And look what happened this time. We got absolutely cooked on that second goal. He went inverted into the midfield, gave the ball away, and we were cooked on that right side. Like, it was perfect cross. And I don't even remember what the guy's name is. We played plumbers and electricians from France, and we got cooked. Like, we literally, I could not name you one player on Lens. Like, that is how much I don't know about these guys at all. They're 12th in the French league. You would expect us to go in there and do a job. We didn't do it. And then Saliba, where are you? He disappeared too. He's responsible for that second goal. He was not man marking in the box when they put that cross in.
Okay.
He wasn't. He was nowhere to be found. He was watching.
Yes.
So, yeah, Gabriel, fine. I mean, he was fine and like didn't really do anything right. Didn't really do anything wrong. Tomiyasu, I think, played a really, really good game, but just overall, it was poor from the boys. It was poor. And then we got, and then I'm going to say this about David Raya. He made a mistake.
Yeah.
He made a very large mistake on that first goal, playing it out from the back. He hasn't made a mistake yet, and we got cooked. Like, it was literally one of the best passages of play I've seen all season from a football club, and it came from the RC Lens team that's 12th in the French league. That finish was incredible. Raya shouldn't have given the ball away there, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on it. Like,
that's fair. It's one mistake.
Now you're seeing, and we were talking backstage again, Flawless, about how we got to overreact.
Yeah. That's the social media MO.
Now you got freaking everybody calling for Raya's head. Well, should we play Ramsdale against Manchester City? How many wins have we gotten in actual competitions, not in Charity Shield matches, have we gotten with Ramsdale in goal against Man City? Goose egg. 0. How many wins did Raya get against Man City last season? I'm putting Raya in net.
You should put him in. Exactly. One mistake shouldn't be, all right, let's drop him. Like,
right, yeah, let's drop him. So overall, you asked about the Rams game. To finish up my thoughts on the Rams game, we played very, very poorly away, and that's just the way Arteta is. We played poorly away in Europe. We were going to drop points on the road in the Champions League. That was a foregone conclusion. I'm not overreacting to this. I'm not going to do it. If we lose against PSV and we lose against Sevilla away, and we're at risk for not winning,
it's Sevilla back to back now, isn't it?
Sevilla back to back in the champs, and then we also have West Ham in the middle of there too. So we have 2-3 games a week for the foreseeable. But yeah, no, I'm not overreacting. If we lose those away games, then I'm going to react. But this one, it was just a really bad day at the office. It's our first loss of the season. If it becomes consistent, then you will see a different approach from me. But
no, that's fair. You know what I'm saying? That is fair. Like I say, large up to everyone in the chat. Again, big up Jacob, United Spurs of America for the raid. Make sure you've hit the like button, though, because there's over 40 people in here, only at 19 likes. Let's get us up to 40 likes, people. Like Eddie just said, get the likes up. Continue to get your questions in, please. Just keep them Manchester United or Arsenal related. I will start all of the best questions. Don't worry about that. And of course, if you super chat, I will get straight to your comment, question. As well. Warrior J says, TJ, I want to know your thoughts on both games. Obviously, you just give your thoughts on the Lens game, but he says Arsenal winning 4-0 at Bournemouth. Also about Bukayo Saka. Do you think that Arteta does not trust the backup players to Saka?
I think that the answer to your second question is yes, obviously, because he won't play a fully fit Reece Nelson, who I don't think has put a foot wrong so far this season. I guess you could say against Lens he was dead, but he came into a game that was tough to come into, I think. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. But when he came out against United, he was incredible. Like it's one of those things that when he has made an appearance, he has been working his absolute ass off for this club. So I think a Bukayo Saka with one leg is still going to start because Arteta thinks that this kid can do everything. But you can notice the difference in pace down the right-hand side with Saka and Nelson. Granted, Nelson's been playing on the left when he's been coming on, but he has two legs. Saka has one.
Yeah, because Saka is legit breaking down.
Legit
I get
breaking down. I do not want, and people were upset to hear me say this, I do not want to see him play against City.
Okay,
I don't
let's
want
go
to
there. You're saying don't risk him not on the bench, out the squad completely, because and this isn't a shot at him in terms of him as a player. You're talking about fitness-wise.
I'm talking about fitness in the fact that we still have 30 games in the league left after this one. It's a long season, and if we want to stay in the Champions League, if we want to commit, if we want to compete for both domestic cups, we have to conserve these guys. And Bukayo, I love Bukayo. I rate him even if he does have one leg. But we're going up against Kyle Walker, arguably the best right back ever in the Premier League, and we're gonna have and he'll break him down. He'll break both of his legs. Like Kyle Walker is so good.
Nah, because Saka will be on. If he's on the right side, it'll be going up. It'll be Vardio or
Vardio.
Ake.
Yeah. Sorry.
It'll be Vardio. Nah, it's all good, man. We all make these minor errors. Yeah. He's going up against. You're going against whoever it is. I do agree with you. You're going up against whoever is competent. You're going whether it's Vardio or whether it's Ake. Yeah.
I mean, either way, you're going up against a Man City team that is absolutely brutal. On the back line is going to be the strongest part of that team, if we're going to be completely fair, because you got Guardiola, who is great, and then you got like I said, Kyle Walker, incredible player.
Walker, Diaz, and then maybe Ake or Akanji.
Diaz,
we know how
Akanji,
defensively they are very good.
Yeah, you could choose it. And there's a lot of Arsenal players or Arsenal fans that are saying, "Oh well, De Bruyne is out, Rodri's out. Like we got this.
We got this.
What? Are you kidding me? We have wild. And I know everybody in the chat is. I know everybody in the chat is saying it has seen this Arsenal delusion where we have a Saka who's maybe at 50% if we play him. No Martinelli. Still have the specter of Kai Havertz being in this starting 11. And if he is going to try to shoe in Party and Havertz again, you're going to see that bogus freaking 3-4-3 that we were playing when we weren't generating goals in the first 5 games of the season. So it literally is looking long for Man City. It really is. And Warrior J, to finish answering your questions, I thought we cooked Bournemouth, but it's Bournemouth. Like these are the levels. These are the performances. And if you go back and watch my my match reaction for that TJ Warren TV sub, quick plug.
Links in the title, people. TJ Warren TV. Click the link. It opens up a new tab.
Neither of us, neither me nor Dow, the Oregon Gooner, were overhyping it because it's Bournemouth. That's what you should be doing against Bournemouth away. That's what you should be doing. So I thought we were great in one game and terrible in the other, and it's honestly looking long for Man City, with or without De Bruyne or Rodri.
Yeah. And we will get predictions at the end of the show, but I agree. It's not looking good for Arsenal in regards to that game. Big up to Warrior J against his flawless question to you. Last season, Manchester United's defense used to be well organized and compact. Why do you think United's defense this season is leaking too much goals? I think it's a combination of things. One, we're trying to play much more on the front foot. And when I say that, I'm not talking necessarily with the ball. I'm talking about off the ball, like pressing high. So you can see that Ten Hag is trying to implement that, and for Manchester United to win the ball higher up the pitch, which has worked at points. So I think that adds to it. 2, the midfield balance is completely gone. Like, as much as people criticize Eriksen for his lack of energy and his lack of athleticism and he can't run, what people don't realize is you can be not the most mobile, but still be a part of a defensive structure. One thing Eriksen can do is occupy. He can scream. He's a very, very intelligent footballer. And when you had him next to Casemiro, even though you did, and Casemiro's form as well, that's not helped because, yeah, I don't know. What's Casemiro more so, I see him getting forward as well. But one thing Eriksen and Casemiro both did very well was screen. And when I say that, like keeping the team in shape, yes, Eriksen is not he's not the best tackler. He's not going to shoulder barge people off the ball. But what he's going to do is occupy a space defensively where rather than the opposition being able to pass the ball through to the striker, they have to go wide. They might have to go to the winger in a non-dangerous position, or they go to a fullback. Like, people won't see that because there's no stat for that. But being able to screen is definitely, without doubt, a very underrated skill, and it goes very much uncelebrated. That's not even a word. Not celebrated by fans, because like I said, there's no stat for it. I said it about Erik. Like, it's about, so I don't even look at the defense. I think it's a midfield balance. Then you add into the fact everybody defensively is underperforming. So you add in that too. He's not having the best of stats either. So that's why I keep saying with Ten Hag, just revert back to type. And that's not playing Eriksen. I'm saying revert back to those tactics. Stop trying to win the ball high up, defend deeper, and hit teams on a counter attack. Because one thing we do now have with Højlund there, even with Rashford out of form, you got Højlund, you got Rashford, you got Garnacho, you got Pellistri. How much more pace do you need in the forward area before you go, let's just play on a counter attack? That is true. Whether you rate those players or not, those four are electric. They are electric. That goal that Højlund scored against Galatasaray, that second goal, that's not a normal goal to score. This is why I consistently bang on about it being a pace and power game, because that's what that goal was. The finish was quality as well. Obviously, you need to add other things with it, but pace and power needs to be the platform, in particular in attacking areas. You have all the players in the world to play on the counter attack, even the players I don't particularly rate like that. Like Bruno, the one thing he is very good at is with the ball deep in his own half and has space to hit. I've seen him play those. If he has to play eye of the needle stuff, forget about it. If you give him 30, 40 yards to hit, you're going to find it. Same way with Mount. Casemiro can do it. Eriksen can do it. Revert back to it. Forget what you are trying to do because it's not working. And that's why I'm so irritated by what Ten Hag is doing, because he tried, not this way, but the first 2 games last season. It didn't work. Okay, let me utilize what I have. And now you have more of that. We are perfectly set up to hit teams on. I know people don't like it, but that's what it is. We are perfectly set up to hit teams on a counter attack. And then occasionally, yeah, we can get on the ball and play. Like we've shown against Crystal Palace in the League Cup. We've shown in not much this season, but we've shown in previous games that we can get on the ball. Even the first 20 minutes, the way we started against Brighton, the way we started against Bayern Munich, like we are capable of getting on the ball. And even the goal that was ruled out against Arsenal, like that's a great team goal. You can kind of call it transition, but it's still a good move, even though it was ruled offside. So I think it's many factors, but hey, he needs to. Ten Hag and the players both need to pattern up. They do. TJ, I realized that Partey came back into the squad for you guys. If Partey comes back to the lineup, do you think you might, and he put might in capital letters, see the best Odegaard in the big games? It's a good question. There's another good question, Mario.
That's a really good. Yeah, Warrior J's bringing the thunder this today. Yeah, I realized Partey came back in the squad. If Partey comes back to the lineup, do you think you might see Odegaard in the big game? Yeah, I do, because he isn't having to make up for Kai Havertz. If the midfield 3 is chosen correctly. I think that he is having to compensate a lot for the lack of creativity that Kai Havertz is generating within the midfield. Like, honestly, I'm not Arteta here, but it's so simple to me to play a Rice, Odegaard, and Partey midfield. Like it just seems so simple to me. So I think we would see the best Odegaard if we played a 4-2-3-1 and put Odegaard in the middle of the 3. Or we can put Rice up there where Havertz currently is. Rice can produce offensively. He has scored, and he can put in some forward passes that are incisive. He's way better. He's just streets ahead of Kai Havertz. He is. So if Havertz come back to the lineup, do you think Odegaard? Yeah, I do. I really do. And I think, he wasn't our player of the year last season for nothing. Did he disappear during big games? Yes, but he was there for some of them. Spurs away, he was there. So it's one of those things where, does he have something to prove? Absolutely. But you also have to look at the manager's choices of who he's playing next to him. you know?
Yeah, that's
And I'm
true.
not,
That and impacts it
but
similar to what I was talking about in terms of balance. Like the
yeah,
clear midfield to play is Partey, Rice, Odegaard. That's
yeah,
clearly your best midfield, without doubt. Everyone
yeah.
can see that bar Arteta, but we move.
No, especially against Man City, right? I said it before and I'll say it again. Like, you don't want to leak goals against Man City. Play a 4-2-3-1. Make sure that you're secure at the back and put your best available players up front, which in my opinion is Trossard, Jesus, and Reece Nelson, honestly. So, but we move.
For real. And big up the young G. Nero knows ball in the chat. Large up to
Big up.
Nero. He just said free. He said 3 months deep. I bleed Sarcasm City. He's been a member of the channel for 3 months. You'll see Nero on. You'll see him on next week. Definitely, Nero. I'm gonna get you back on. Make sure you sub to his channel. And if you want to join the membership as well, good to see so many green usernames in the chat. Link is in the pinned comment for the membership, people. Many great perks, including how to get on the channel as well. So make sure you do indeed check it out. And I just wanted to get to a comment as well. But don't worry, people. I've started all the best questions in regards to Ibrahim, who says flawless last season. Last season, De Gea played a part which Onana is not doing. Bailing his defense out. We were given the same chances to the opposition, but now we're conceded. I disagree with this. We did not look this defensively fragile. Even against Wolves, I think we conceded the record amount of shots ever. We're just giving up more shots. Never mind, I don't think it's anything to do with that. If De Gea was in goal, I think it'd be exactly the same. Because someone said, Ed said it there, don't forget we've only been able to play the same back four twice this season. Individual errors. 90, maybe even more, but I'll just say 90 to 95% of all the goals we've conceded this season have been individual errors. An individual error from one individual or individual errors from multiple involved. Every goal, I think, and literally every game. You even look at the Galatasaray game. That's a prime example. First goal, that's under low. That's clearly under low. Second goal, Amrabat and Lindelof. Third goal, Amrabat. Look what I'm saying? That's just off the top of the head. When you look at the Arsenal game, whole team letting them score straight from our kickoff. Second goal, again, the whole team. How's Rice allowed to bring the ball down? The Jesus goal, I let go because you're trying to chase the game and you get done on the counter. But I've just named, 6 goals and 5 out of them are our fault. And that's out of 6. And if I keep going, I will continue. It's just basics. You know what I'm saying? It's just basics. The Brighton game, for example. Welbeck goal, running off Casemiro, Lindelof not back, blocking it at the near post. Second goal, I think Dalot didn't get out to somebody, I think. Third goal, Onana should save. Hear what I'm saying, people? And if I keep going and if I actually look back at each game, it will tell you it's also on the individual errors, but individual errors also lie on the manager in regards to these are either players you've signed or players you've kept. That's why I split it 50-50 in terms of who's to blame, because individuals are making poor decisions, but then you have to drop players. That's on the manager, because when it was going well last season, we praised the manager, we praised the players. Now it's going poorly, criticize the manager, criticize the players. So yeah, I don't think there's a reason De Gea is out here still without a club. That tells you the level he's at. Why is he still? I'm even surprised. I thought somebody in La Liga would take him. I thought even if it was a worst case scenario, like a mid-table La Liga club would have took him, but he still hasn't got a deal, which tells you the level of where he's at as well. Big up to Daniel Doncaster Rovers. I see you in the chat, my guy, every single time. Big up to Ed, who says, why not put Jesus on the wing? We've all seen firsthand in the City days, the man cooked out there. Him on the right wing is an option. But then I think the problem is the center forward issue.
No, the center forward is you can't trust Eddie and Nketiah in that 9 or Havertz. Like, and there were some people that were trying to make the point to me that Havertz had a good game in the Community Shield. He had 2 chances and missed it. So I don't know what game that you were watching. I mean, he was average. He was average in the Community Shield match. But again, I don't think Pep took that seriously whatsoever. I really don't. And then like De Bruyne's injured, Rodri's injured. I'm all good with Jesus on the wing if we have a viable number 9.
If you had a Tony, for example.
Yeah, if we had a Tony, for example, then start Jesus on the left until Martinelli gets back. Or even put Jesus on the right if Saka's injured. That literally until Trossard picked up a knock and Martinelli got injured and Saka is playing on one leg, we really did have good depth in the forward positions. We did. But we're picking up tons of injuries here, so we really are hamstrung. So yeah, I'm good with Jesus on the wing if Eddie and Nketiah isn't our number 9, but he is. So
that's fair. And Madison, who says last season was papering over the cracks, United fan base deluded. Our fan base is deluded to an extent, 100%. I wasn't deluded by it because all summer long I said we need 5 first teamers. That was after the season, after having a good season, and after the play. I said 5. Bear in mind the key word what I said there, people. First teamers. Never mind squad. So I was fully aware of where the level of the squad was at, even though we exceeded all my expectations, and Ten Hag had the vast majority of the squad playing at a higher level in terms of overall as a team and as an individual. As individual, now all the individuals are either performing to their level or they're performing below their level. Most of them probably below their level, to be honest. And the manager's also performing below the level he was at last season. So you're seeing it. That's why you're seeing some of the United fan base be, I wouldn't say surprised is the wrong word, but reacting in a manner in which it is. I know this team, like when I see people say, and I've been asked it on here, oh, is the attack a problem under Ten Hag? The attack's been a problem the entire time Ten Hag's been here because we don't create and we don't score goals. We don't score goals because the goal scoring record, the goal scoring chart tells you that. And then this myth that we create a lot and all we need is a bad boy striker and we going to score so many more goals. It's like, no, there was occasional games where we created a lot of chances. But for the most part, last season, in particular from the middle and the end, there's games where we're having 1 shot on target, 2 shots on target, 3 shots on target, and we might score. We're creating. I always say, how many clear-cut chances are we creating? That's a mark of a team being creative or not. And when I say clear-cut chances, people, I'm not talking if it's a worldy save from the opposition goalkeeper. I'm saying, he should score that. Like the one Bruno missed against Galatasaray, that's a clear-cut chance. That's something you should bury, 110%. How often are we creating those? Because if you look at Manchester City, they're the best creative side in the league. How many clear-cut chances did they create? Haaland by himself misses sometimes 3, 4, 5 a game. Just him. Never mind the rest of the team. So if you take Haaland's 4 and then you add in, say, Alvarez misses 1, Foden misses 1, a Bernardo Silva misses 1, that's 7, 8, 9 chances. They're creating 10, 11 clear-cut chances a game. Manchester United might not create 10, 11 clear-cut chances in 10, 11 matches. That's how bad our attack is. But hey, that's too many people do too much results-based analysis. That's the issue. Word to Peter. Like you win, everything's great and everything's great. If you lose, everything's bad. And it's like, no, it doesn't necessarily work like that. There's so many variables. Before we continue as well, there's over 60 people in here. Big up. Only at 28 likes, though. Only at 28 likes. Let's bump this up. Let's get up to 50 likes, man. Like check 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's bump up those likes. Hit that subscribe button as well. Get us to... Oh. I even know what number we're on. My laptop just refreshing. But yeah, bump up this. Well, I'll do a subscriber mark shortly. But yes, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. Let's see. And you lot, there's been more questions for you as well. Nero says, question for TJ. If Arteta doesn't win the Champions League or Premier League this year, do you still want him as your manager? And if not, who would you get to replace him? So a question from Nero.
Big up, Nero. Yeah, no, I've said what my baseline is for this manager on this several times. So sorry if you've heard this before, but I don't expect Arteta to win the Champions League. And if you do expect him to win the Champions League, sorry, I want what you are smoking. The jugs must come easy wherever you live. I'm gonna say again, my minimum expectations for him are to finish top 4 again and win a trophy. And I did say that the Carabao Cup is acceptable, FA Cup is acceptable, but we cannot drop down to the Europa League. I think dropping down the Europa League is a sackable offense. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just outlining what I think is a sackable offense. But yeah, do I still want him as my manager? Name me a replacement that is actually achievable or receivable that wants to come to Arsenal, then yeah, absolutely. If there is a viable manager that is better, which there is none available in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, then yeah, of course I'd want to replace him. But these people that are saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go, let's go get Simeone, oh let's go get Ancelotti, you're not seriously thinking that Ancelotti is going to leave Real Madrid, like unless he's forced out. I think it's kind of a piss take to say that a little bit. That's not really rooted in reality. But if they were ever available, then yeah, of course I'd want one of those managers. But right now, I don't see a viable manager that we can bring over. So I hope that answers your question a little bit, man.
No, it is. That's fair. Because the only name that's out there who I think is viable, whether it's for your club or my club, is Hansi Flick. I need to do more research in regards to Flick. He's the only one, but I didn't really. I need to proper look at his. Yeah, go on.
But no. He's an attacking manager too, and he would favor Kai Havertz. Jeez. But it's I didn't even think about it. You'd see Kai Havertz everywhere. You'd see Kai Havertz when you close your eyes at night, man. But yeah, no, Hans Flick is actually an attacking manager. I wouldn't want to see like somebody floated Conte to me. I'm like, really? We are not a defensive. Honestly, we are not a defensive club. We're not. I want to see forward attacking football. I don't want to see any sort of, stinking the place out terrorist football that Conte would bring. So honestly, Hans Flick, yeah. I mean, is he better than Arteta? I don't know. I don't know. I
need to do more. I just need to do more research because I know he won at Bayern Munich, but I don't know why it went wrong and how. And I believe, was he not at Germany? Was he the Germany manager this past World Cup when they went out?
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat, please, people. And that was the way they went out. So yeah, yeah, but with him, he's the only name that I can think of because I've not even thought of managers like that. To Ibrahim as well, who says, do you think De Gea is waiting to get for Ten Hag to get sacked and rejoin United? No, he's done, man. Like Ibrahim, accept it. De Gea is done at the top level. I said this when he was here as the number one. If he leaves, he's not getting. That's why when we initially offered him the contract, I was like, why? He's not getting that money or a team the stature of Manchester United or higher. He's not. And look, we're in October. He's been out of work since June, July. So that's July, August, September, October. 4 months. This man's been a free agent. And not one club has said, not one European club, forget top European club, one European club has said, yeah, let's go get De Gea. I said the same thing about Ronaldo when he was here. When he leaves here, no, that's why when he sat there and lied Piers Morgan, oh yeah, I had offers. From who? If I remember correctly, he said that. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I swear he said that. But yeah, I had offers. Offers from who? And people say, oh, it's behind closed doors. You think a team made a bid for the highest profile footballer currently and probably on the planet, and we didn't hear about it? So you telling me, for exact argument's sake, Bayern Munich offered Ronaldo a contract and it's not got out, or a PSG, or a Barcelona, or going back to Real Madrid, or AC Milan, or Inter Milan, or Juventus, or whoever? Like, come on, man. There's a reason he's ended up in Saudi. That was the only offer he had. With Saudi Arabia. It was Saudi Arabia or be doing the David De Gea. That's what it was, because that shows you the levels of where De Gea's not good enough. Onana might not be the answer. I even sat here saying he is, but De Gea is definitely not. And guess what? If Onana's not good enough, he'll get moved on and we'll sign another goalkeeper. And if that goalkeeper's not good enough, we'll sign another one and so forth. Same way there was a gap between Schmeichel and De Gea. And there was a gap between, Schmeichel and Van der Sar, sorry. And there was a gap between Van der Sar and De Gea. People forget De Gea's stat. It wasn't good. It was very similar to this.
Yeah.
Very similar.
So to go back to Hans Flick real quick, because Vuvu is losing his mind because he won the sextuple. Yeah, no, he did. And Hans Flick was the German manager for the last World Cup as well. So I could see why he got sacked after the way that they were performing. Yes, he did win the sextuple in 2020, bro, behind closed doors. With Bayern.
I give him, and the thing is,
like, I'll give you that. It is an accomplishment, but there are some asterisks by that. Like, just the way everybody says that Arsenal won the COVID FA Cup behind closed doors. Like, does that happen again? You don't know. But yeah, I give Hans Flick his flowers absolutely for winning that. But how many of those trophies were in the German league with Bayern? 3 of them, 4 of them. So
yeah, what were the 6 trophies? And nobody's against Hansi Flick. Like, he did.
No, nobody's against him.
I give him full credit for what he did. And if we was in 2021 and he was available, I'd be sat here saying, go get him now, because he's just coming off a sextuple. But it's 3 years down the line. Something went wrong at Bayern Munich. I don't know what. I need to do my research. And then, like I said, he just did a bad job in the World Cup as well. I'm not against Hansi Flick. I'm just saying I need to do more research before I say, yeah, I'd take Hansi Flick at Manchester United, because I don't know enough about his tenure at Bayern Munich. apart from winning the sextuple, which is super impressive, and I give him full credit for that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what those 6. Obviously, one's the Pokal Cup, one's the Bundesliga, one's the Champions League. I'm guessing one's the Super Cup, one's the World Club Cup, and someone named me the others. I'm gonna Google it in a sec. But
oh no, I got it. Bundesliga, Pokal, Super Cup, Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup. Yeah, that's 6.
Come on, 3 of them don't count. Come on, Mel. Let's cut the crap. Let's cut the crap, man. 3 of them don't count. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't. Same way. Didn't Enrique win like a sextuple or something crazy like that? And now he's there again. Look at PSG now. I'm just saying. Yeah, Flick did it. Yeah. Daniel Lee says, how many rookie managers win the Champions League in their first ever season? He's a manager, as a manager, not a lot, which Flick, and I give Flick full credit for that. I am not discounting what Flick did. I am not discounting what he did. What he did is one of the greatest feats. To win a treble anywhere is incredibly tough. But then what happened after that is the question I'm asking. Something went wrong to go from that to 2022. Like, and whenever he got sacked. But I'll talk to Jez anyway, because Jez will be more clued up in regards to what's going on with that. But yeah, and here today saying, TJ, Flawless, we need to just offer Zidane whatever he wants, give him the keys to the Emirates. He's saying, Zidane, are you with the Zidane thing? If it was plausible, let's say it's plausible.
No, if it's plausible, no, because I was asked this question 2 weeks ago. Who would your manager be? And I said Zidane. I did. Yeah. I would give Zidane, and it's not worth that much because I live in the middle of America, but I'd give him my house, I'd give him my dog, I'd give him whatever he needed to come to the Emirates and be the manager of my club. I love Zidane. I love the way that he manages, like his suits, his style, his approach to everything. Absolutely. Give him the keys to everything, but it's not going to happen. That's the long and the short of it. So it's not reality.
Big up to Nero, who says a question. Well, there's talks that Marseille, I'm going to get to this. Marseille are going to get taken over by, I think, is it Qatari ownership? And obviously, he's Marseille as well. That was his. I don't know if he's from Marseille, but I believe he played for them. I believe that was his French team. I'll have to double check that as well. But I believe it was his French team before he moved to Juventus. I should know this because Zidane is one of my favorite players of all time. So I really should know this. Was it Marseille? I swear he's a Marseille boy. Like, is he from Marseille? He's either from Marseille, played for them or both.
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Okay.
I had to look it up because I didn't remember either.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised they got that wrong. Did he ever? So he played for Bordeaux?
Yeah, played for Bordeaux before Juventus.
Okay. Where was he born? Was it Bordeaux? Does it say?
No, he was born with Marseille. He was born in Marseille.
See, I knew it, man. See, people, I knew something. Yeah, man. I knew there was a Marseille link. I knew it. That's why I said he either played for them, was born there, or both. So yeah, I could see him doing that. Question for Flawless: what would it take for you to be Ten Hag out? Brentford lost potentially. It depends. If we get battered by Brentford and the players don't play for him, yes, I feel like I'm back ahead of the Burnley game, where I said as much as I want Manchester United to win and get the result because it's vitally important we do that for all the obvious reasons. That performance against Galatasaray looked like a team that I'm not playing for. And we've had too many of them games for my liking, Galatasaray being one, and the other one was Brighton. They're the two. You know what I'm saying? And 2 is too many to have games where there's ways to take L's. And I'm looking at it like, these players are not playing for me. But against Burnley, they bounce back. Not in terms of performance. Before anyone says, the performance was bad. I'm talking about effort and application. Because once players stop putting in across the board effort and application, the manager's lost them. So in regards to it, it would take not only a loss, but for me to go, you can't salvage this because the team have just stopped playing for him. But I've thought this before, but I think we'll beat Brentford. So in regards to it, I'm still giving Ten Hag. I got to see the rest of this month. The Champions League. I think we got a couple Champions League games. The 2 games against Copenhagen. I think Newcastle is also this month as well. And then whatever we got coming up in the Premier League with that. But yeah, it takes for me to turn on a manager. I got to see stuff that is like, I'm like, that's either unforgivable from the manager and the team, or like I said, the players have just given up. That's what it has to be. Let's see what else you lost saying as well. Ed says, you think Rashi got his comments in the comments he's getting in his head, because moments like that clear 1-on-1 versus Galatasaray look like a man contemplating what happens if he misses and then passed. He buries that a year ago. Here the thing is, I don't have no issue with him passing. It's just that the pass was shocking. He had to play that with pace. But I said it a couple of days ago about Rashford. He is the definition of a confidence player. Like if you have confidence player in the dictionary, it's a picture of Rashford there in regards to when he's on it and his confidence is high, he's flying. But then when he's playing poorly and his confidence is low, you see how it affects his game. He's not a Bruno. Like, Bruno has a rational confidence. Like, whether we're 3-0 up or 3-0 down, Bruno gonna play the same way. Bruno gonna get on the ball. Bruno always gonna average high amount of touches, high amount of attempted. He's always gonna be involved. Bruno never ever has a quiet game. Whether he's a 0 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, there's no such thing as a quiet game with Bruno. He's always involved. He has a rational confidence. Like, whether, like I said, it's going well for United or not well, and him as his individual performance as well. But yeah, Rashford's the complete opposite. So no, I just think he's low on confidence, which is showing. You can tell, like, people talking about his body language, yes, because he's playing poorly. And he knows he's playing poorly. Like, I'm thinking Rashford's fully aware that his form is not good. I've spoke to Saeed, and when you speak to other match-going fans of, like, on his case, and rightfully so, because he's performing poorly. This is where it's on the manager to save Rashford from himself and just drop him. Drop him. Don't play him against Brentford. Then you got 2 weeks off, and then don't play him that next game back. And then I think it's the Premier League. I can't remember who we play. I'm going to double check that in a second. And then it's Copenhagen after that. Play him in that Copenhagen game. That's what you do. I'm in that Copenhagen, like, just take him out the firing line. Why are you continuously playing him? That's what don't make no sense. Makes zero sense to me, but Ten Hag's been doing many things that make zero sense to me at points this season. And I'm like, huh? What's going on? Yeah, Nero. I thought so. That's the reason PSG fans don't want him, because he's a Marseille fan. Yeah, man, he's from Marseille. I knew. See, people, I know. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Like, that's legit what it is. Warrior J says, Flawless, who do you want to see in the lineup versus Brentford? This is a good question. Jesus. Who's available? Who's available? Yeah, I'm still sticking with Onana in goal despite the mistake. Like, I'm like, all right, you're going to work through this. Even though it's the complete opposite. You're new here. I've seen this happen with De Gea. I want to see if this makes or breaks you. And he seems like the character that is not going to stop him from... He's still going to play out from the back. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop Onana from being Onana. He's not going to second-guess himself. Is he happy with his performances? No, but the fact against Bayern Munich, he came out and took full responsibility for the loss. Even though it wasn't all on him, it was just one goal. I respect that highly. So I go Onana in goal. Has to be Delo. I'd probably switch Delo and Amrabat. Is anyone fit? Let me know who's fit. But let's say Reguilon's not. Was Reguilon on the bench? I swear he was. I go Reguilon and Delo. Centre backs. I'm dropping Lindelof. I'm playing Maguire and Varane. Midfield. Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, that's where he's at. I'm playing Maguire. And Maguire actually played well his last game. Playing Maguire and Varane, the centre backs. Actually, now we got Johnny Evans. What that? I forgot about Johnny Evans, man. Yeah, man. My guy Johnny Evans, man. I was saying. Guy Johnny Evans, man, got that world-class assist that last game he started against Burnley. I'm going Johnny Evans and Varane. Midfield, it was quality. It helps us win the game. I'm going Casemiro, Amrabat, and Hannibal. That's who I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing Hannibal. And then this is my lineup, people. Then I'm going Palestri, Garnacho, Højlund. That's my team. No Rashford, no Bruno, no Mount. Tired of these, man. Like, play Hannibal deserves to start. I want to see Amrabat in midfield, even though he made mistakes for a couple mistakes. Made a couple mistakes for the Galatasaray goals. Casemiro's still Casemiro. And I don't look at another option. So I'm like, all right. And I think Onana really set him up having to, do you make that challenge or do you not? So yeah, that's the team I'm going with. Will he go with that? Absolutely not. And that's going to annoy me as well. That's why I'm crashing on the manager. If he still now plays Bruno, still now plays Rashford, we lose, that's on you. Even if we draw, that's on you. Don't mean the players are blameless. I still criticize players, but I'm proportioning the majority of the blame on the manager because you continue to play these men. That's why I'm not hearing no nonsense. But we move. I didn't see the Zlatan interview. I didn't. What did he actually say? He asked if Ten Hag was out of his depth. It's therefore a conversation to be had. That's most managers, though. Take 99.9% of managers, they'd be out their depth at Manchester United because the scrutiny is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The scrutiny is ridiculous that you're at. Yeah, Eddie. I was tripping. I know Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I
was just like, so
yeah.
Eddie,
I forgot about Evans. That's why I forgot. My bad, people. I forgot. Now, if they're gonna evaluate Reguilon later today, yeah, play Reguilon. Play regular, man. Play regular. Hey, big up Harif, says big up Flawless from Denver. Hey, salute to you. I used to watch you and Tux Battle Rap podcast. Shit was incredible. The award show y'all had was one of the funniest things I've seen. Hey, big up to you, man. Big up to anyone who was here before we was doing sports full time. And yes, you're talking about the Fugazi Awards. That's hilarious. And that being said, for any members of the channel, there is still content, members only videos you can watch. Yeah. And I think, is the Fugazi Awards on there? If it's not, I'm going to add it to it. I'll do that for you lot over the international break. But there's old Sarcasm City podcast content. The sports shows on there. Views from the Dugout, which was a show me and Tox did a couple of episodes of as well. Like that was like, I think Ollie was in charge at that point and got sacked and Mourinho joined. So that's how long ago that was. So yeah, make sure you check that out. But there's outtakes, the whole 9 people. Outtakes.
Big up, Perry. I was born and raised in Denver, by the way. So big up.
Was it? Okay. Yeah. That's it. You know what I'm saying? John says, Flawless, do you judge Ten Hag until he gets Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and Malacia? No, I still judge him now because they're not free game changers. Now, if he was like, oh, you're bringing back Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, different conversation because they are free game changers within this team. But we're talking about Shaw, who good centre-back, poor left-back, but a good backup centre-back to Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, who should be moved on, and Malacia, who I just want to see get run out because I don't know the levels. But he did well enough last season where I go, you deserve a shot. I know what Shaw gives me from left back. I know the levels that Luke Shaw is at, not good enough. Let's see if Malacia is. And if Malacia gets a run and he's not good enough, guess what? We need a new left back. Cool. And then have Malacia as backup. That's one thing I will say about Malacia. He's good enough to be backup. Same with Wan-Bissaka at right back. He should be used for specialist occasions. You go and sign a top tier right back. And then when you're going away to Arsenal, I use them as an example, and Martinelli's on that side, you play Wan-Bissaka. You're going away to Real Madrid in the Champions League. Vinicius Jr., hey, Wan-Bissaka, your time. Like, that's what this is and so forth. You're playing against AC Milan, Leao, hey, Wan-Bissaka, this is the moment for you. Whoever the right back is, you got to chill. That's just legit what it is. But, yeah, that's my team, but he's still going to go with that nonsense team. He really is. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go with that Egypt team. Big up to Harif, who says, bet bro, can't wait to rewatch that. Yeah, look out for that next week, people. I need to check, see where it's on the channel, but there's loads of old content of me and Tox from when it was Sarcasm City podcast. And like I said, outtakes, old shows, like just us, and we are going to bring back the Sarcasm City podcast in general anyway. But yeah, make sure the members know, because there's certain members who've watched it and people told me, yo, this shit's jokes. So yeah, man, you lot big up. You know what I'm saying? But we move. Big up. But Harif, big up for becoming a member, man. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Let's see what you like. If I missed any questions, let me know that you want to get to, TJ. I know I might have missed.
Yeah. Let me look. I'll go back.
If you missed any, yeah. If you missed any,
oh,
you going to this one?
Yeah. No, big up AJ. AJ's been following me around all day. AJ says question for TJ. Please, do you think Pedro Neto and Ivan Toney will happen this January? Because sadly, I don't see the club doing it. I can see why you think that way. I think that Neto is less of a priority than Toney is. Just from an attacking perspective, we need somebody to either balance out Jesus or replace Jesus. We need that out and out striker. We were begging for it in January. We didn't get it. We were begging for it over the summer. We didn't get it. So I think that Ivan Toney is more of the priority. I think we're the front runners. If either of those are going to happen, it's going to be Toney. And I think Toney is going to be, if Toney doesn't happen, none of those happen. And honestly, I do believe it does depend on where we are at in the league to see how much this ownership is going to spend. Because if we do have a legitimate chance to challenge Man City, they'll spend. But if not, they'll ride it out, get top 4, and we'll go again, unfortunately. But that's kind of my thought on that. Big up AJ, though. Big up AJ.
Yeah, man, big up AJ. I see you big up every single time. Chat Sports says, on a positive, wasn't it great to see an actual striker at United with pace, strength, and finishing? It's been a while. That's what I said awesome along in regards to when people asked me about Højlund. I said, oh, he's pace and power. Oh, he going to do fine here. Pace, power, decent in the air, technically decent, 6'3". And then when he was on, I think it was the head of the Bayern Munich game, and I was listening to the commentary before the watch along, and they said, yeah, he ran the 100 meters in less than 11 seconds. I was like, all right, you're going to be fine, and you're seeing it. Like, it is just natural, even if you're technically not the best, which I think he is technically good, or not even the best finisher, even though he does seem very composed, just because of having that type of speed and having that type of power, you are going to get into so many situations and so many positions to score. It's just law of averages. Defenders don't want to deal with that. Defenders never, no matter how good a defender is, doesn't want to be running to their own goal. And he can leave you. Even the goal he scored that was offside, the composure, where he was on his right foot and he checked back, sent the defender, and then scored. Top quality. Like, he really, really was. Harif says, question for both of y'all. Which player has hurt their reputation the most in your eyes since leaving each of your clubs respectively? And who do you feel has helped their reputation? Floor's yours. I'll let you answer that first, TJ.
Is that overall or is that this season?
Yeah, I think he's saying, I'm guessing it's more so recent times. Let us know, Harif, if there's a time like frame.
Yeah, like if you're talking overall, I mean, that's a great question. My answer, which players hurt their reputation the most in your eyes and leaving the club? Do you respectively support has hurt their reputation? I don't think we had anybody. I don't think we had anybody that left that really hurts. I mean, he's saying overall. He's saying overall. Okay, so hurt their reputation. I mean, that has to be Van Persie, right? I'm still upset by that, and I really didn't even follow football back then, and I'm upset by it. So it has to be Van Persie. I mean, in the eyes of the fans, it's Van Persie. Easy.
Yeah, that's easy. For you lot. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Who helped their reputation? I mean, honestly, you know who's helped their reputation by leaving, and just by the fact that he left, and the person that came in behind him is so bad. Granit Xhaka. You got people crying out for Granit Xhaka to come back because we have Kai Havertz in that position now. Completely different player, completely different profile of player. But now people are crying out for Granit Xhaka, who's gone to Leverkusen and is on vacation. So, like, he even came out himself and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm just enjoying myself because there's no pressure to win. There's really no pressure to win here." And I'm like, yeah, good. There was no pressure to win. There is no pressure to win here. There was too much pressure at Arsenal for you to do anything outside of your last season. Sorry, I get set up. Anytime cool. I have to talk about Granit Xhaka, one of the players I could not stand at Arsenal. And current player I can't stand at Arsenal. I just fly off the handle, man. But yeah, no, I think that helped their reputation just by the fact that we had to replace him, Granit Xhaka. I don't think Arsenal will ever forgive Van Persie.
Yeah, you lot will never. In regards to, because he said, in the eyes of the fans. So which player hurt their reputation? In the eyes of our fans, even though it didn't bother me, was Tevez, because he went to City, and the whole thing with him and Gary Neville and the what's the word I'm looking for? The big poster they put up that said, like, welcome to Manchester. But we never offered man a contract. So we went to Manchester City. Like, that's how I look at it. But then again, I get attached to players when they're here, but I understand what this is. I understand that they don't. There's exceptions to the rule, but that's 99.9% of players don't love the club like they do the fans. If they have a better situation or better place to go, they'll leave. Same way, let's say for argument's sake, something bad happened to Manchester United and there was some corruption and we went down to League Two. How many of the players are staying? Barely any of them. You know who will be there, though? The vast majority of the fans. I'll be there. I'll still be doing the same thing right now. I follow Manchester United because I'm Manchester United through and through. But that's me as a fan, whereas a player is more of a job for them. So definitely hurt their reputation in most of the fans' eyes was Tevez because of the manner of what it happened. In regards to helped, in regard to the fans, who do we still hold in high regard? Most players, if they left and it was amicable, will get cheered on their way back. Like, if they come back, they'll get cheered. Like Beckham, for instance. Beckham playing for AC Milan, like he got cheered. And that's most players. Like, once they come back. If you were part of success here and you didn't leave in that fashion and you didn't go to a rival, you're gonna get cheered and still regarded like in high esteem. Like even Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? Even still now after what Ronaldo did. But even when he came back and knocked us out of the Champions League for Real Madrid, like I still had nothing but love for Ronaldo. My love's kind of gone down for him now because of like just
you would
what happened.
Would you have loved you would have sorry to interrupt, but you would have loved him more if he never came back, I think.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to see him come back. I said it.
Yeah.
I said it. I wanted to remember him for what he was him. And I think too many people seen comps of that Ronaldo and thought we were getting that. And I said it from the jump. And I don't even like want credit or flowers for spotting it because it was so blatantly obvious it was not going to work. And what I don't like, not even on top of him not being good enough, but the whole Piers Morgan interview and people trying to give him credit for calling out the Glazers. Like I said, when we had our worst ever season, which he was a part of, man was silent. Radio silence. You know why? Because he was playing week in, week out. And as soon as we got better, which we did under Ten Hag, and was heading in the right direction, all of a sudden, because you're not playing now, it's a problem. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I really, really, really don't like that at all. Like, but that's just me on it. And like I said, that's why he's now applying his trade in Saudi Arabia. You got the big bag, and rightfully so, he deserves it. That's it. And to Daniel Doncaster Rovers says, yes, United in League Two, I'd finally get to do Manchester United away. That is one thing I would do. Because you'd see who the true fans are, and I'd go to plenty. I'd get to as many games as possible. Manchester United were in League Two and that. I'd because tickets to be able to get it. Away days are fire anyway. I'd definitely pull up to a Doncaster Rovers or something like that. 100%. But that just goes to show the players would leave, but fans would still be here. I would still do the same content, people. Even if we were in League Two, I'd still be here doing the same content. Still here freaking trying to find, but I've got Daniel who's a Doncaster Rovers fan, but other League Two fans, because they pop in the chat talking rubbish, which would be great. You know what I'm saying? Like trash talking with a League Two team, but big up, man. Daniel, you're a real one. But bump up the likes, people. We're only at 41 likes. Get us up to 50 likes, people. And hit the subscribe button as well. We're at 8,269. One more subscriber. Get us to 8,270. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel as well. The link's in the title. Click the link right now. It opens up a new tab, and then you can subscribe to his channel. He's also on the featured page on the channel as well. So if you go onto the YouTube homepage here on Sarcasm City TV, it's got featured channels, and then it's got TJ's channel there, Lewis's channels there, Ahmed's channels there, Alam's both channels are there, and the Rams channel as well. So make sure you check that out, people. It's all on the homepage. Sheik says, flawless, I still want to see that Port Vale away day vlog. Hey man, if it's just getting away day tickets, that's the problem. If I could go to more away games, I would. It's just getting they're just tough. That's all it is. It's hard enough getting Manchester United tickets at home, never mind away where there's less. Let's see. TJ, what part of Arsenal this season concerns you so far? I think he's saying that most concerns you so far, which is a good
most
question.
Concerns me because I was gonna say we don't have enough time to list all the concerns I have. But what concerns me the most is our lack of creativity in the midfield, and we're depending on one man to create, and that's a huge concern for me. Yeah. Well, it's an equal concern between that and our inability to finish. We have not scored. I mean, we have not scored as many goals in open play as I would like to see. So, fun little fact that I looked up today: we have 5 goals off of penalties. We have 15 goals.
I think it's 5, and then Lee Gunnar said that to me. It was 5 goals of penalties, and 4 of them, and
5 goals out of 15.
Yeah, and then 4 of them were deflected or something like that. Or something crazy that. That's nuts.
Yeah, no, it's concerning. It really is concerning that we're not getting these goals from open play. So yeah, we have to improve on that, and part of improving on that is creation through the midfield, and you're not getting that with Kai Havertz in there. And you're honest in unless he's coming off the bench, you're not getting that with Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira hasn't started. And Fabio Vieira has dodged my bullets, but he's been awful the last couple of games.
Has he been bad like that? Okay,
so yeah, so. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, lack of creativity in the midfield and our lack of ability to finish. Tied for 2 there. Yeah,
not fairs. And to Vu says, if you guys could take one player from Barcelona, which player are you taking? Flawless, you can't pick Frankie de Jong. Sorry, I don't watch the Premier League, so I can't really ask questions on that league. Now, that's calm. Obviously, if you don't really watch the Premier League, that's cool. I'm guessing you're a Barcelona fan. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in regards to what player I'm taking, the fullback, the left back, you lot know his name, the youngster. I forgot his name. Balde, I think he's called. Balde. Balde. I've seen him twice in the games against us. And I remember saying, because I think he got subbed on in the first, who's this? You know what I'm saying? I said, who's this? And why are we not looking at him? Everything you need in a modern day fullback. Pace and power, athletic, technically good. And I seen him one game and someone told me he's 18, 19. I'm like, why would you not just, try and say 18, 19? He's not going to cost that much. I'm like, that's me. So I would take, from what I've seen, I'd take him because we desperately need a fullback. Or are you saying one player from Bayern?
Oh,
Bayern,
Lewandowski.
Barca, sorry. Or you saying
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski?
Sorry, yeah, we need that finishing. He would bag 2025 on the Prem, baby. No, give me Lewandowski. We would win the league if we had Lewandowski at number 9. We would win the league. So,
Lewandowski, Saka, Martinelli front three would be cold still.
Give me a
I
break.
can't lie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Build the guy behind it. That's a good front three. And to Edu says, question for TJ: why are Arsenal better away in the Premier League, but the opposite in Europe?
That's a great question, Ed, and I wish I knew the answer. I just think I think when it comes to European competition in general, we're garbage. Like if you look at Sporting, look at the game at Sporting. We got chipped and lost on penalties. Like when we were going back to the Emirates, I was so confident that we were going to get it over the line. I think it's just European competition in general. We're garbage in European competition. You saw it with the Lens game. You saw it with PSV last season. You saw it with Sporting last season as well. We're just not good. We're not good. Olympiacos, like the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, you do have some bad away days.
European competition. So why is it that way? I think we're just comfortable domestically, and we're not used to winning in Europe. We haven't won in Europe since 1993. Like there is no winning. Jesus. There is no winning pedigree for Arsenal in Europe. Like, Jesus. And you can go back to the champion. The infamous Champions League loss where I don't think we ever really recovered from that as an organization when we lost to Barca.
In the final in 06.
In the final in 06. Yeah. I really don't think we've recovered from that. So yeah, that's that. Your guess is as good as mine, Ed. Let's just say that your guess is as good as mine, my friend.
Yes. And Ed, what flag is that? Is that Sierra Leone? Correct me if I'm wrong. What flag is that? I've been meaning to ask you that as well. But it looks like Sierra Leone, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm normally pretty good at that. I'm 1 for 1 with the Zidane and Marseille, so I'm hoping to go 2 from 2 here. But we'll see. But yeah, let me know. I'm saying let me know for real. I was like, man, let me ask him as well. And someone actually had another question for you in regards to obviously a former player, because you mentioned Xhaka. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, Eddie said it here. May I ask you why you didn't like Xhaka?
He was a liability. Like you had him in the lineup for 30 plus games a season. You were guaranteed 2 red cards, either by a mass of yellows or a straight red. Like I'll never forget that League Cup game against Liverpool. I'll never forget that. Just the absolute idiocy against in a League Cup game, in a League Cup semifinal that we should have won, in my opinion. And you go out there and do that. Like it was just, there was always a mistake in him or idiocy in him. Like and I've talked about this before, and I'm going to replay the same record. Go back to Liverpool in 2021, where we were sticking with Liverpool for the first 45 minutes of that match. Arteta goes and gets in Klopp's face. It wakes up Anfield, right? Xhaka last year, we were up 2-0. He gets in Trent Alexander-Arnold's face, wakes up Anfield.
Excited the crowd. Yeah,
he did. I mean, he just has a bonehead passion merchant mistake in him. And do I think he had a very, very good season last season? Yes, he was very good. Was it great? Take out the last 10 games, and I think it was great. the six, and the 5 seasons before that, he was average. He was average. We didn't win anything. Yeah, I mean, COVID FA Cup, sure. I'll give you that. But in my opinion, Unai Emery and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang won us that. But that's just my opinion. That's why I didn't like Xhaka. Too much. He would have died for the badge. I agree. I do think that at the end, people do forget that he did throw the captain's armband on the ground and told the Arsenal home fans to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, he did say
he did do that. So a lot of people haven't forgiven him for that. I can see past that, obviously, because I'm an American. I want to see him. I want to see players play and play well, I never saw the levels out of Xhaka. So I wasn't afraid to, I wasn't sad to see him go in favor of Declan Rice. So yeah, I just like, it wasn't even a thing where I didn't like Xhaka. I just thought we could do better. Really. And he frustrated
and I think that's
me
fair.
so much.
I think that's
frustrated me so much in certain moments. So yeah, that's why.
No. And I think that's very fair as well.
Yeah.
And to AJ who says, question for Flawless, because me and my Manchester United mate debate this all the time. Could Saka live up to the legendary Manchester United number 7? Which one? I'm guessing you're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. To answer your question, no. Because what you gotta understand is, for those that are old enough to remember, like Cristiano Ronaldo at his time at Manchester United for like a 2-3 year period was not only one of the best players on the planet, he was a difference maker for a great side. Like he was legit the difference in Manchester United, winning the Champions League, not winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League, not winning the Premier League. Like when I talk about like needle movers, he was the ultimate needle mover for Manchester United. Like he was, and we had other great players, Rooney, Tevez, Scholes, the list goes on. But he was Evra, Vidic, Rio, Van der Sar, like the list goes on and on under a great manager, the GOAT to me. But he was the GOAT. Like when things got tough, he's the go-to guy. Like we're losing games, I'm sat there like, all right, Ronaldo, come do something. That's what it is. Bear in mind, there's other great players out there who at times, many a time, stepped up. But I'm looking at him. He's he gets in an all-time Premier League 11. Like clear. Like he's so clear in that. I don't even hear debates from rival fans. I've done many like Premier League 11s because it's a question that comes up in particular on Q&As, and whether it's a combined 11, say with the United, Arsenal, or United and another top six club, or Premier League overall, he gets in. No one debates it. It's kind of like Henry. No one debates Henry getting into a Premier League all-time 11. Like some people are just certified. Others you can debate. Like others you're here and there might be a debate, but like Ronaldo gets in without doubt. And that's the same with Manchester United 11s. Bear in mind, we've had some great players, but he gets in despite everything. I never take away from what he did. Incredible players. But can Saka become an all-time great like in the Premier League and for Arsenal? Yes, if he carries on in terms of his form. He just now has to kick on, because I think he's at the cusp of it and he's approaching top class, world class. But now it's consistency, number one, in terms of individual performances, and two, winning things with Arsenal. He needs to deliver the team something, because he's in a position where it's like, all right, cool, maybe you can, but he's what, 2021, so he has ample time to improve. Also, England as well, because England have a good 11. Help England win something. That could definitely change it, because if you help England win a World Cup or Euros, I'm looking at you different. Like, oh, you know what? Saka helped them get over the hump. Like, respect to him for that. So, well, he has all the attributes to do it. But in regards to the legendary number 7, no. But I don't think there's many players that can live up to Ronaldo.
I mean, yeah. I mean, are there any players playing outside of Ronaldo that can? I mean, Messi. I mean, you're talking about two of the best players ever.
Yeah. Ever. Like they transcended like football. Like they messed it up for everyone else. As much as I love Mbappe and Haaland, they got so many levels to go to get there. And they're probably the next two poster childs of football. You know what I'm saying? It's Haaland and Mbappe. And they still have levels. And they both done incredible things. But they both now need to step up and deliver for, not so much for Haaland for country, but he definitely needs to deliver for Manchester City. You now have ample opportunity. You are in the best possible situation to dominate domestically and dominate in Europe. Do it. He's done that now one time. People can talk about his impact in semi-finals and finals. He was a part of a team that won the treble. Now go do, I'm not saying win a treble every year, but go do that again. Go help them win a double this year. Help them 4-peat. Then maybe win 2 Champions Leagues in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? 3 Premier Leagues in 5 years. Like, that's what it is. FA Cups. Start breaking records. Same with Mbappe. You got to make your move wherever you go. Dominate domestically. Let's say it's Real Madrid. And deliver in Europe. Also deliver for France. Because if he delivers for France, you have 2 World Cups. That puts you in a whole different bracket if you help deliver 2 World Cups. Especially if he's the main man. Because he was, don't get mistaken, he was the main man at 18 for them. So if he delivers again at however old he'll be, let's say 27. And the Euros you can throw in the mix. Your team is good enough and you're good enough to help France win your first Euros and win another World Cup. You got ample opportunity. You probably got 2 World Cups left, maybe 2 Euros. So that's 4 competitions and you're surrounded by talent. Deliver on international, domestics, clubs. You need to make the correct move. If it's Real Madrid, that's the correct move for you. All that talent at Madrid. And you throw you in the mix. All right, cool, deliver. Because I'm holding you lot to the highest scrutiny because I rate them both highly, in particular, Kylian Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? And big up to Eddie. Yeah, go on, fam. Go on.
I was agreeing with you. Yeah, go.
Yeah. And Eddie says this is the best YouTube channel for football. Not even just saying it, man. Hey, love, man. Appreciate it, Eddie. Glad you enjoyed the channel, man. And that's to everyone. Big up, man. Much, much, much appreciated. 100. We just try and provide. We just be providing the content, and you lot show up and support. Like, and that's it. And yeah, and was said needle mover for 3 years straight. That's the thing, is it wasn't this Eden Hazard thing, whereas a needle mover and then you take 1 year off and then you move the needle again. Because Eden Hazard could have been spoken about in that factor because he had all the talent in the world. Imagine Eden Hazard didn't take those seasons off that he took off. Is it all on him? No, but he's good enough. That's why when people hear me talk about top class players or hear me criticizing players who are at a certain level, because I know what they can do, so I expect it. This is why you'll hear me criticize and Mbappe. I was criticized. Go check the World Cup watch along. I was looking at him funny. Like, yo, step up, and he did. I was criticized. That first 60 minutes, he did nothing. I'm not hearing, they double teaming him or there's 3 people on him. You are Kylian Mbappe. And we watched him do something. Like, so you're more than capable. This is why you hear me criticize a João Felix. And Neymar is a prime example. All the talent in the world, deliver. Deliver. That's who I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way he flopped in the World Cup. People say, it's not all on him. He turned up in extra time. Where were you for the first hour and a half of the game? Again, and that's just legit what it is. If you are of a certain caliber, I'm holding you to that caliber. If I believe a player is world class, or people are telling me a player is world class, let's apply world class standards to said player. Or it's not all on him. No, it's not all on him, but the vast majority of it's on him because he's the best player on the pitch. Harry Kane's a prime example of that. I think Harry Kane is world class. Said it time and time again. Deliver for Spurs when it matters. Then it never did. Now you have the chance at Bayern Munich with better players around you. Deliver. Because when they go through in a group, which they will, and they get to knockout stages, I'm looking at Harry Kane. You're their best player according to most. Deliver. I'm not hearing, such and such was injured and this, that, and the third. Look at that Nations League team Mbappe was with in the World Cup final. Go look at forget who that's team overall. Look at the players, people. It's a Nations League. Kolo Muani was out there running around. I was saying, it was the goalkeeper was injured, the left back and 2 centre backs was injured, Pogba and Kante was missing, Benzema wasn't there. The list goes on, but man still delivered, and his stock went up in a loss. But again, people want to play favorites and Stan FC and all this nonsense. No. Deliver. Big up V1 for the super chat as well. No to Ibrahim. Would I have taken Xhaka at United? Absolutely not. No, I wouldn't have taken Xhaka at United. No, none of the sizes. Henry or Ronaldo on the left, Salah or on right wing and Drogba at the top. Is this for like a Premier League All-11? Well, Ronaldo didn't play wide left. So Henry's my striker and Ronaldo's my right winger. If I'm doing it all time, as much as I love Drogba, Drogba's top quality. I think Drogba is probably in the Premier League the best striker I've seen play as a lone striker. That's what I think. That's the highest thing. I think he's the best lone striker we've ever seen. Like Henry played in a 2, you know what I'm saying, drifted off. Ronaldo did play in a 1 actually, but it was different. Obviously, he played wide right. It was more interchanging. Whereas Drogba was an out and out complete striker as a 9. He did everything as a 9. Ran the channels, ran in behind, held the ball up, scored big goals, left foot, right foot, outside the box, inside the box, headers, scrappy goals, great goals. So yeah, but Drogba don't. It's Henry and Ronaldo. Like that's in my, and then left. I don't even know who's left. I'll have to have a think. But yeah, Henry and Ronaldo. It's Henry, Ronaldo, and one other in my front 3 of Premier League all-time 11. It's those 2 and one of them. Whoever you want to pick. But big up for the super chat V1.
Thanks. Big up V1.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? It's tough.
Yeah.
100. It's for real. Hey, and big up Beijing Pops who says flawless Suarez. What you saying? Big up. You know what I'm saying? I said Suarez, this guy, a joke, man. Let's see what else.
Big up.
Every single time. Let's see what you lot are saying. Before we do indeed, we're going to close out in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, people, as well. So get your final few questions in. And that being said, for the international break, we will. Big game for Arsenal coming up this weekend. Big game at the Emirates. Manchester City rolling into town. lineup you want to see first and foremost, TJ, and then prediction.
People aren't going to like what I'm going to say. There were people asking me Raya or Ramsdale. The shine has not come off Raya for me. One bad kick against Lens away does not make him a terrible goalkeeper. He's been very, very solid. He has 2 wins. Like I said earlier in the pod, he has 2 wins against this Manchester City squad. I'm starting Raya. Left back. So I'm playing. So here's what I am playing. Okay,
Yeah, this is
not what Arteta's going to do, but this is what I am playing. Okay, left back, I'm playing QER. Weird.
Okay,
and here's why. Because we need a solid back 4 against Man City if we want to have if we want to have a shot. Then I want to see and people are going to say it's negative. That's fine, but we're going up against Man City. So yeah, so QER at left back. Obviously Gabriel Saliba, right wing or right back, Ben White. I want to pay two CDMs, so obviously I'm going Partey and Rice. In the middle 3 going, because I'm doing 4-2-3-1. I'm doing Trossard on the left, even though he didn't play really well. Hopefully he's gotten more touches on the ball since he came back from injury, but I still want him on the left. Odegaard in the middle. If Saka's injured, don't play him. That's what I keep saying. If Saka's injured, don't play him. I don't want to see the Saka that I saw against Rennes or Bournemouth, or Lens or Bournemouth. I don't want to see that Saka. So if you're gonna bring that guy, play Nelson on the left and Jesus up top, or Nelson on the right, Jesus up top. So that's my starting 11.
That's actually a good 11. I see why you said what you said.
Yeah, I don't want Havertz anywhere near all these people saying that I'm like Kai Havertz's biggest fan and all this stuff because that's what all the Spurs. Yeah, Jacob's a joker, but all the Spurs fans are saying that I'm like Havertz's biggest fan. I don't want Havertz anywhere near this lineup, anywhere near it. If you're gonna play the normal 4-3-3, put ESR in there. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's fair. And prediction, obviously based off of what you think Arteta's going to do.
Based off what Arteta's going to do, I think we're losing 2-1. Like, sorry. I just don't see it with Martinelli and Saka out. I don't see it.
No, that's fair. That's fully fair. So you're saying 2-1 to City because of what he's going to do.
We're not going to get skunked at home. A lot of people are saying like 4-0 City.
No, I don't think you're 4-0. I said 3-1 City. I said 3-1.
I'm going to. I'm
looking forward to the game though. It's going to be a great.
It's going to be a great game, and the boys are going to be up for it. I just don't think we have enough to beat that Man City squad. And people keep telling me, "Oh well, Rodri's out, De Bruyne's out." Yeah, but we're talking about Pep Guardiola, and we're talking about let's Foden, Alvarez, Haaland, Bernardo Silva. Like
Doku.
You can list, Doku. This goes on and on and on. And and we just named 4 players that are better quality than 90% of Arsenal's starting 11. So there you go.
Yeah, and he did say that to Highbury's local badger. Like, I think TJ's accepted the fact that Arteta is going to play Havertz. He can't play him though. He is going to, which is crazy. He's gonna Havertz,
Wow. Yeah, and big up Highbury's local badger. Of course, Arteta's gonna play him. Of course he is. They're paying him 280 bags a week. You have to play him.
It is peak. It is a big up DJ Crane as well.
Big up Tony.
Big up, man, every single time. And to Ibrahim, you're getting these 2 things misconstrued. You said, come on, flawless, Xhaka is better than Bruno. I don't disagree. But being better than Bruno is not the bar. Because the bar's on the floor for him. Like, what are we doing here? TJ choking on his drink? Like, that's what it is. Like, people say, bring in such and such because they're better than what you have. That's not the bar, though. Do I think Xhaka is better than Bruno? Yes. But I don't rate Xhaka. But Ibrahim, you've been here often enough. You know how much I don't rate Bruno either. There's plenty of players who we could pick out from in the Premier League who are better than what we have, but they're still not good enough for where we want to go to. Pick one. I'm saying there's ample players. Like, there's so many, like, trying to think of a decent player who would like improve. It's like trying to think of someone who's just like a decent player who would improve us, but they wouldn't. I'm not like, yo, go and get such and such from my team. Like, I'm actually trying to think of a player here. I'm like, yeah, go get him to win a Prem. Jesus, I use as an example. Jesus improves us, 100%. I think Jesus improves us. But when I say go and get Jesus to take us to the next level and be challenging in the Prem and the Champs, no. I think he can be part of a team and a part of a squad, yes. But I wouldn't be like, that's my marquee guy, go get. But Jesus is better than what we have on the right wing. He's better than any right winger we currently have right now, comfortably. But would I be like, yeah, go and get him? No. Same way with I use Matoma as an example. I think Matoma's a very good winger and he could improve and kick on. And he right now would be our best left winger without doubt. But I'm not saying go and get Matoma to win Prem and Champs. When I'm talking about players I want to see at Manchester United, that's the end goal in my, like, all right, can you contribute to that? Not even be the main man, but can you be a part of an 11 or part of a squad that helps us get there? In particular, an 11, when I'm talking about, for example, I wanted James Maddison, or I spoke about it all summer long. Go get James Maddison. James Maddison is someone I believe who is of that level. Ivan Toney, who I've spoken on for the longest now. And you see TJ's eyes light up, and every rival fan has said, bring Ivan apart from Manchester City. Hey, bring Ivan Toney to my club, because I believe he's at that level. He's just not been given the opportunity because he's at Brentford. But I think he will. Somebody's going to make a move for him. That's just what it is. That's all it is. So yeah, Xhaka being better. Bruno's not the bar. Like, he's really not. He's just not good. And I think the penny is dropping for people now. Like, that's what it is. To Kofi, who says, in what world is Xhaka better than Bruno? I think he is, but here's the thing is, Kofi, if you want to say Bruno's better than Xhaka, cool. It's not a hill I'm dying on, because I don't rate either of them highly.
It's such a weird question to begin with. They're a different profile of player.
They're different profiles, but I get what he was trying to say in regards to it. But that's why I have to address this, because then we end up down here, and this is why I love doing live streams rather than pre-records, because you get to respond back to stuff. Xhaka or Bruno, really and truly, people, two cheeks of the same ass. Yeah, like, if I'm being brutally honest, that's why I'm not arguing either for. Personally, I think it's Xhaka, but because I know what I'm getting more so from him than a Bruno. However, if my club signs either of these two, or has either of those two at my club, and we have one of them, I'm unhappy about. Still unhappy about Bruno being here, but we move. I don't like, yeah. So to Kofi, I like how that's your first comment as well, but big up to you, Kofi.
Big up, Kofi.
Yeah, big up, man. Large up. Good to see United fans in the chat. Mitesh says, analogy crazy. Yeah, man, because I have to just say it like that to let people know. That's how I look at Mountain Bruno. When people argue me about two average players or two above average players who I just think are decent, I'm like, when people say, oh, like I've said, I think Bruno's a better version of Mount. And then others will say Mount's better than Bruno. Two cheeks of the same ass. Neither of them are good enough. Like, is it even
really worth? I mean, what is it even really worth having?
I don't even argue it. You know, I don't even argue it. I just say it like, because it's like someone will mention it to me like, oh, which one do you prefer like to play, or which one do you prefer? And I'd be like, yeah, Bruno. And people are like, how can you think that? It's like, yo, neither of them are good enough. Like, it's just is what it is. Like, that's why I'm not even disputing it. But they get people, oh, what world is Xhaka better than Bruno? Well, all right, cool. But Bruno's not good enough regardless. And neither Xhaka. That's why Arsenal shipped him out. There's a reason for that. He also says it's worrying flawless that Ten Hag had to pick Bruno as captain. I believe most of our players duck taking an armband. Too many shrinking violets. Now he picked Bruno as captain. He can't drop him. Here's the thing is with that, in regards to him picking Bruno as captain, I wasn't as against it at the time because I don't put too much stock in captaincy. I look at captaincy and go, if you display captain-like attributes, you're going to display captain-like attributes. You don't need the armband to do that. Every single successful captain we've had, I use the Fergie era. Every single successful captain we had in that period was captain-like before captain. Like Roy Keane was a leader before he got the armband. So was Gary Neville. So was Rio Ferdinand. So was Nemanja Vidic. The list goes on. Patrice Evra, Van der Sar. Anyone who had that captain's armband, like they displayed those attributes. Like we had 4, 5, 6 captains in the team at any one time. In regards to most of our players ducking taking the armband, I don't think it's a ducking taking the armband. I don't think that's too. I think people put way too much stock on the armband. Personally, him picking Bruno, can he drop him? He can still drop him, just because Bruno's captain. Like we've seen Bruno on the bench before. He just has to make the decision, drop Bruno, which he needs to be dropped. I don't think it's an armband thing. Do we have too many shrinking violets? Absolutely. This team got no backbone. I agree with that. No backbone is weak. It's very weak-willed. Like conceding straight after we score is a very, very weak mindset. and we don't deal with adversity well at all. And it's like, you're at Manchester United Football Club. You better learn to deal with adversity. Because this is that's not the club where, like, no. That's why I keep saying when people talk about like a De Zerbi as a manager, and I'm like, the scrutiny you are under here is completely different to anywhere else. Apart from Real Madrid, there's pressure like that. Liverpool, you can throw in the mix. Arsenal, you can throw in the mix. Bayern Munich, but it's a handful of clubs. There's 5 or 6 clubs who have that type of pressure. Onana dropped his keys, and it was a story. His car keys, people. Let's not forget that. He dropped his car keys. Brighton drew tonight 2-2 against Marseille. Guess which one's got more retweets and gets more interaction? The reason for that. Oh, I flipped that because that was today, and obviously when Onana, that new story, well, not story, but when that tweet came out was a few weeks ago. They got packed 6-1 by Aston Villa. Go check what's got more interaction. Onana dropping his car keys or them getting packed 6-1 by Villa. The scrutiny you're under is different, is the point that I'm making. So, yeah, these players they're weak, man, in regards to mindset. They got to step up and be counted, man. At least go down fighting, but we move. We really do move. Yeah, AJ, I see you. Big up as well. Off topic, Flawless, but during the watch along at United Brentford, I'll keep you updated on Chelsea Burnley. You're a real one, man. Warrior J, you're a real one, 100%. 100. And there will be a Manchester United Burnley game. Burnley watch. Yeah, not Manchester United Burnley. Manchester United Brentford. There will be a watch along for here on the YouTube for that. But TJ, anything else you want to add that we've not covered before we close out?
Nah, man. Somebody please save my football club. We need this. We need a result this weekend. I'm not thinking that it's going to happen, but we got to see how this football club reacts to adversity. Because if we lose 2 on the bounce, we need to, former Arteta years, we will see that we lose 2 or 3 more after that. So we need to stop the bleeding if we do in fact lose against Man City, which I think we will. So how are we going to bounce back against Sevilla? How are we going to bounce back against, because we have to play Chelsea later? Let's not forget the level of football club that we in fact are, and keep going. Are we the Man City level? No, but we should be getting out of this group. We should be beating some of these teams that are making it closer than it is. So yeah, let's not bleed to death out there. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
You lot, make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel as well. Like I keep saying, the link is in the title. So you click the link, opens up a new tab, and in that way you can subscribe to his channel. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, hit the like button. We have hit 50 likes, so salute to you lot. Please share across all the socials. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big up Harif as well for becoming a member. Big up to V1 for the super chat. Don't forget TJ's channel and all the other people
Yes.
All the other people you see affiliated to the channel on the featured page. And once I do next week's schedule, they'll also all be underneath in the description as well of every live stream as well. Just gotta wait for it to update. But subscribe to TJ's channel, people. Great content creator. And yeah, there was one more question I wanted to get to actually for Harif, who says, do you still follow battle rap? I think I remember you and Tux hosting the Premier Battles for Soul, Ilmac, VOD I bought. Yes, so I still follow it, but not UK. I follow more so URL. Not as much as I used to, but I still check out URL battles, Chrome 23 as well, RBE, depending on who's battling. But yes, me and Tox did host that Premier Battles event. Actually, one of the pictures popped up in the memory thing on Facebook. So yes, we did do that. So big up to you, Harif. And like I said again, big up for becoming a member. We're going to raid Alam. He's currently live right now. NFL show going on in the Motion Football. So as soon as this ends, it's going to redirect you to Alam's channel, people. I need you lot to put in the comment section when you go over there with Sarcasm City Raid in capital letters. That's all I need you lot to do. And on top of those things, before we go, don't forget we're available on all audio platforms as well. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV, and this show, all the other shows on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, will pop up. So if you're, like I always state, if you want to listen while you're cooking, cleaning, driving, while you're at work, at the gym, maybe traveling about, don't want YouTube soaking up all your data, people, or you might just prefer to listen to your podcast audio only. SoundCloud, hit us with a follow. Spotify, make sure you follow us and 5-star us. iTunes, Apple Podcast, all you iPhone users, 5-star us and leave us a review as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I know a lot of information, but you lot are smart enough to take on board. Oh yeah, and because I'm at a show tomorrow, I'm hosting a show tomorrow in Manchester, people. There's no Mandem United at 10:30 p.m. with myself and Eddie, but Obviously, Eddie will be on the Saturday show if he is indeed around, the United Chelsea Spurs show. I'm going to do an earlier show. You're going to get the Manchester City show, Man United podcast, Gyardam City podcast. If Jan is about, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with that woman is a fucking nightmare. So hopefully she's about. You know what I'm saying? If Jan, so you'll either get the Man United Gyardam City show, or you'll get a fan calling show, early show, 1 p.m. UK time, people. So it'll be early afternoon. It'll be one of the two. It's on Jan. You know what I'm saying? How would I message her and say, oh, can you do the show? And she was, what did she say? Yeah, I should. Yeah, I said, are you about? And she said, yeah, I should be. So I said, what? Are you still 50-50? She was like, no, I'll probably just forget. Remind me tomorrow. This is today, people. It's right. This is what she's like. So, you lot know what I deal with. You know what I'm saying? There's always one. You know what I'm saying? There's always one. Everyone else in the Sarcasm City TV dressing room is calm. There's always one. You know what I'm saying? But we move. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Manchester United Arsenal show, Man United podcast. Gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in, and make sure you go like and subscribe on the Lamb's channel as well. Big up.